Go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon podcast. My guest today, Jack O'Halloran, CEO of SKALE Labs. Welcome to the pod.
Pleasure to be here. I'm excited.
Love it.
Gonna be a fun chat.
Irishman, my favorite people, feel like next of kin. Yeah, let's go Ireland. In exciting times for crypto, feels like we're hitting second day of Trump in the office. We're hitting full straps. What's going on?
Yeah, I got to be honest. I think we're just getting started.
Yes.
So
that's what I want to hear.
There's just been and I've been in this space for a really long time, and I feel like I personally see so many businesses that have been wanting to get into Web3. We work with like major, huge sports leagues and corporations, and then they just killed these projects last summer because how can we launch this product and not get sued? Like, it makes no sense. And now they're all coming back. So you're going to see like so much real positive traction. And I think it's going to happen in a lot of areas. So it's even like from a treasury perspective, all the way to like businesses using NFTs for loyalty programs. So there's what we're seeing is like excitement around the speculation, but the follow through is where I think things are going to get really, really exciting.
Yeah. So waiting for that policy to come in and basically get that reassurance. Okay, these are all the rules. This is what we need to do. And then now we can rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking about that, those legacy brands, how do you get them on board? Because sometimes they sort of move a bit slower than the rest.
They do. And, hey, my career, I started in enterprise sales doing enterprise software. So I was selling AI.
Sorry, how exciting.
Yeah. You are. So I was selling AI products to the world's largest pharma and biotech companies. I'd started this company. And
what year was this?
I got to tell you, this was 2008. So when I started my first company.
I was in 2008.
Yeah, but we called it like advanced analytics, machine learning.
Yeah, okay. So we've slapped...
It wasn't Gen AI.
We slapped something different on it now. Okay.
Well, it was AI, yeah. But it was the early... that's what all the stuff's built on, the stuff I was building. But I got to tell you, working with enterprises, working with big companies, they are slow. And they need to have a real strong use case. And if they have uncertainty, they're not going to do this stuff. And so finally, we're going to have regulatory clarity. There's a goal to have... a new plan within the first 100 days in the US. So that's going to drive, and it's not just going to affect the US, it's going to affect global business. People were like, okay, because the SEC knew no borders. They were suing people in every country, and other people are going to be like, oh, the US is good with this, then we're good with this, and we're going to just see, we're getting into the fun zone.
We're getting
into the fun zone, man.
I love it. Tell me, one of the things that I covered from you guys in October last year was the Deadfellaz. It's a trading card game, digital trading card game. Is that still going on?
Yeah, and we're excited about that. They're working with Unity, which is one of the top game companies in the world. It's going to be next gen, cutting edge. Betty, their founder, was posting about it today. She had a pretty good tweet saying like it's going to be the funnest Web3 game. And spookiest, it's going to bring in that whole Deadfellaz vibe. So it'll be new terrain, man. We're going to be cutting new terrain with world-class builders, world-class game, powerful NFT community, zero gas fees on scale.
Okay, we'll get to the zero gas fees now, but that's what Web3 is supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be fun. Not people don't want to get stuck into the jargon and I need to download this and I need to link this to that. It needs to be fun. Give me fun. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And that's what spreads. That's what goes viral. And then all the kind of geeky behind the scenes stuff, that's going to happen later, but they're not going to get that consumer lift. Like people and they like to have an NFT. They like to own it, They like to be able to sell it and buy other ones, not just, it's spot on, man.
So you said zero gas fee blockchain, right? Why did you build it like that? Did you not want to make money, or what was the idea? Because you always think about no offense, but you always think about the gas fees are being Oh, this is where people make a lot of money.
Yeah, and so what I'd say is we give more money back to users. But the thing is, they're chain fees. So in Scale, developers pay a chain fee,
Okay.
and it costs, like, in the way that the technology works, it ends up costing like 10 times less than just gas fees to 100 times less.
Okay.
There's still fees. So the people that stake in the network, that run servers, the validators, they still make money, but it's almost like, let's say I'm a regular game, I pay Amazon, and my end user doesn't have to pay Amazon anything. And it's fun, it's easy. Well, on Scale, you don't have to pay the gas fee as a user. You just play the game, and then the developer pays the gas fee. The game does.
Okay.
And so there's still money to be made, but at the end of the day, the unit economics are vastly superior. And that's why Scale's in the top 10 every single day of all blockchains and layer 2s in terms of transaction volume and unique active wallets.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you now a question that might put you on the spot. Then why doesn't everyone just use Scale? Because there is no transactional fees for the end user. What am I missing?
Yeah, I think here's the thing. 300 plus projects do, and we win in competitions every day. You go look at like the top 5 games, blockchain games, 2 of the top 5 are on Scale. Now, here's our problem is that our competitors, we have this new business model that people don't fully get. It's like too complicated. They're like, oh, there's no fees. The thing can't make any money. They don't really scratch
because that's the
surface.
first thing that I said. Yeah.
And so that's our biggest challenge. And then our other competitors have then like, we beat them in all these metrics of, every day, but they have these massive market caps. And so we're excited because we have something that works, that we win 8 out of 10 times when we're in competitive environments in gaming and AI. And I think we're finally, with this new government, going to be able to break out to the next level to drive that awareness. But it's a misconception.
So Web3 marketing is, excuse my French, it's fucking expensive, right?
Yep.
Because I can't remember now, but it's thousands to sign a new user onto your sort of platform. How are you going to change that? You don't have to go into detail, but is it just throwing money into a marketing problem, or is it something else?
It's both. So another big change for us is we hired one of the top CMOs in the world, a guy named Andrew Saunders. He was CMO for Arbitrum. He built Arbitrum up into, he made Arbitrum cool.
Yeah.
And it went from this like geeky project to like being cool. That was him. And so if you're going to spend money, you need to know how to spend it. He knows how to spend it. He's done it before.
Okay.
We're already starting to spend a lot more money, and that's just growing every month.
Yes.
And then number 2, you have to play the organic ground game. It's a narrative game. You can't just rely. And I was a little naive. I was like, oh, we can just beat everybody. We'll have more metrics, more users, more. And no one gave a shit.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
You got to play the other thing. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I always say to people, it's like, it doesn't matter if you just build the best thing. People are not going to care. Doesn't matter. It's as much a narrative thing. Yeah, and get people to use it.
It doesn't matter. The narrative is king. And so you have to understand that. And so we're doing some new stuff that will be, don't want to have any spoilers today, or my engineering and marketing team and our open source devs will kick my ass. But get ready. We're going to launch some other stuff that I think really makes our narrative, like gets us cutting edge in the narrative space, and also just makes the project way stronger. But you got to play that. You got to fight fire with fire.
Yeah, but it's interesting to me hearing you say, hey, we recognize we need to do something different. And now sort of the cogs are starting to turn on that.
Yeah. And I look at it, I'm like, wow, look at the momentum we have. There's all these new projects that have like no users. We have over, 2 to 3 million users a day. We've got, 170 games, over 300 apps. We've got a lot of the top AI apps, but we got to do something different because crypto is crypto. You can't, just play nice and expect people to know,
care.
Applaud your success.
and use your product. What are some projects that you're excited about coming up, let's say in the next 6 months or 9 months?
Yeah, so the Deadfellaz one
Mm,
is huge. Like that's going to
mm.
be a massive game. StrayShot's rolling out a new version of their game that I don't want to say too much about it, but get ready for that
Okay,
thing to
okay,
just absolutely rip and take off. There's so much money and development going into that.
okay.
That's going to be huge. We have, I can't disclose today due to NDA, but we have two major sports leagues, two of the world's biggest sports leagues that are doing Web3 games. So you're going to see a lot of, and like all that has to, launch and come
Yes,
together. So
yes.
please, stay in tune for that news. But we're going to start getting into like the real businesses, and that's what gets me excited. Because
Mm,
before it's like it was a hunt, like how can you win these like DeFi projects and these like 3 to 10 people that are building a DePIN app, and we're about ready to go where like next level where everybody starts this stuff starts touching your normal person, not just us
yes,
degens that.
yes,
And so I'm excited
yes.
about that.
It's
And
because sports is a great
yeah.
connector, right? Sports is a great
Hmm.
connector outside of crypto. That's why we've seen the sponsorship of stadiums and teams, but sponsoring something and actually getting people to use your stuff is two completely different things. And I
It's
think
too
that's
and
what
they're
you.
sorry to interrupt. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, 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 go. I'm just saying.
I think you're totally right. And they're different parts of the organization. There's
Mm,
a team at every professional sports team and league has a business development team. They want your money, so you sponsor. But then there's product people that care about them making money themselves, and that's who you have
mm,
to get to. So you talk to those people and you say, "Hey, why don't you have the next generation fan platform that's going to help you sell more t-shirts, more merchandise, more tickets,
yeah.
more subscriptions, and you can do it all with this NFT platform. And there's collectibles, so it's not just moments. I'm selling like trading cards. I'm not just selling sponsorships. I'm really creating this immersive fan experience, and it also connects to gaming. I'm playing, there's a
Yeah.
game for that casual gamer on mobile that doesn't need to even have their own crypto wallet. They can just use their credit card to bring their money into the crypto environment. And that's where we're going. And I got to tell
Mm.
you, that stuff has been so close for a long time, but everyone was so scared of getting like Gary Gensler suing them from the SEC that it killed a lot of
Getting getting
momentum.
getting Genslered. I like that. That's like a
Yeah, no one wanted to get Genslered.
I wanted to ask you, um, has AI made your company specifically more efficient? Has it made your day-to-day stuff easier? And if so, why? And but also if it hasn't, then I want to hear about it as well.
No, so as a core team, we have
Mm,
3 key initiatives every quarter. Okay.
okay.
And we change them. They're called OKRs, and like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
guide the guiding principles of the company. And one of them, we just had an all hands today,
Cool.
is centered around like greater efficiency and using AI. And so
Mm,
the thing is, if you're writing things, you're designing things, you're writing code, you're testing code, you're building spreadsheets, you name it. If you're not using AI, somebody is running faster than you.
yeah.
And so we use it massively, and I think get a ton of productivity, especially at the engineering level. But we want all parts of our org using it. And you got to be smart about it. You can see people that post blogs and stuff and stories, and
Oh,
it's just it's like LLM sickening. And it's
oh.
like, hey, it's like, could you make it look any more like it's written by an AI? This is horrible. It's cringy. So you got to know how to like massage it so it looks still like a real person did it. But you got to just take your ideas
Yeah.
and then partner with it to make it viable, not garbage.
Yeah. Okay. So with that in mind, is scale growing as you, but no pun intended, but as you scale, do you keep your team small and nimble, or do you find yourself having to get more people in to deal with it sounds like you've got such a lot going on.
Yeah, the first company I started myself, I
Hmm.
grew to over 400 people. And I got to tell you, I learned a lot. And when you're in a company, when you get over 70 people, things completely change. And
Yes.
70 to 75 is like the magic number where all of a sudden you have middle management, you've got all these different offices with different cultures, you get this like politics and infighting and bureaucracy, and you got to have HR people and people officers and all this crap. And so our goal is to try to, we have 50 people ish, and so we try to keep right around there.
Okay.
And then we try to do a lot of partnering and like grants with the foundation. Does all these grants. We try to partner and build, without having this like massive team, or just can't get anything done.
Yeah, that's awesome. Jack, thank you so much for joining me today and for your time. If the listeners want to go and connect with you and Scale, where can they do that?
Yeah, so go to X and you can find, at Scale Network, Scale with a K. You can find me at Jack O'Halloran. Spelling's in the show notes on Twitter, but you can go to the website scale.space and find all of that, SKALE.space.
And you guys are all over the show anyways, but we'll put the links in the comments.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you so much for joining me today. And to our listeners, peace, love, and prosperity. We'll catch you in the next one.
Song, we're stuck on repeat, stuck on repeat.